Waging war on corruption. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
I'm not exaggerating. I probably got 200 or more articles here I haven't hit yet. I'm going to smatter a few into the next hour. But I really want to do what I was able to do when I was first on talk radio. I was put on a station right when it went to talk. The first week it went from heavy metal, rock and roll, and classic rock, it's called Z-Rock, to talk. I was put on it. They had G. Gordon Liddy, Howard Stern, and they had local shows on in the afternoon and at night. None of them could get calls the first week. The program director liked me, had seen my Access TV show, put me on, and instantly all 10 phone lines loaded up. They had 10 phone lines loaded. And so I thought it was really neat. And the program director's like, more calls, more calls. So I could take 50 calls an hour. And it was actually good radio. For years, I cannot break the habit I've gotten into to maybe taking 3 or 4 calls an hour, which people get time, and I go to them. And Limbaugh probably takes 3 or 4 an hour, too. Because we want to talk. I mean, we got stuff to say. We're not bored being here. Nothing worse than listening to a talk show host you can tell struggling or is nervous or... Unfortunately, I'm the opposite. I wish I wasn't so confident. I would do a better job. I forget I'm on air sometimes, just start babbling mindlessly or telling jokes because I kind of go wherever my brain's taking me. But I'm in a serious mood today, so I want to, and of course, I always say this, the calls will be so good, some will be bad, that I'll let them go for 5 minutes apiece. But just have what you want to say ready, say it, I'm going to go to the next person because I want to take a bunch of calls today. 800-259-9231. Dr. Davis in Florida, you're on the air.
Hello, Alex. How are you?
Good. Thanks for calling, sir.
Great. We spoke a few months ago when I was talking about my experience with radiation in Fukushima. And at the time, I'd mentioned that I wanted to really come back at some point and talk about solutions. Because there are many, many people out there who are awake and fully aware, but they are not consumed by fear. In fact, it's really more of a motivating factor in order for them to find solutions and to work towards that. And
tell us some of the solution ideas.
Well, my company is a small startup biotech company called Ogenics. And
yeah, didn't we have you on as a guest?
You have, yes.
Yeah, okay. How you doing?
We're doing fine. Thank you so much. And calling today because I'm a little bit frustrated with one of our solutions, but I'll get to that in a second. But about a year ago, we took one of our drugs that is a converted natural product and introduced that to the Fort Detrick group at the U.S. Army. And there's some outstanding scientists and people that work there. And they began a series of experiments against Ebola and a number of the other, Marburg and Rift Valley fever, and a number of the different extremely deadly pathogens that they have at their level 4 facility at Fort Detrick. And they had results that were unprecedented. This one drug was killing all of those different types of viruses, all the different families of viruses, and it was doing it without any apparent toxicity to the normal healthy cells that were within the tissue itself. These were tests that were done in petri dishes, not in live animals. That was going to be the next step. And just as we were given authorization to move to live animals, all of a sudden Fort Detrick went radio silent. And this was just weeks before the Ebola epidemic was announced, this newest outbreak with this particular strain of virus, which is, of course, very, very deadly. And since that time, we have tried without any success in terms of reaching the people in charge of the project, as well as some of the outreach that we've made to a number of the organizations. I've made...
Well, yeah, that's because the system wants to promote the Bill and Melinda Gates Monsanto Ebola vaccine. They don't want to, sit there and talk to all the U.S. companies that have solutions. They just warehouse things. Write an article for us or some info and send it over. It was good to hear from you. I appreciate your call, Dr. Davis. Interesting interview. I think Leanne interviewed him. It was pretty good stuff, pretty informative. Shauna, Mike, Bubba, Ben, your call straight ahead. We'll be back.
I'm David Hall, founder of Diamond Gusset, where we are proud of our 100% grown and sewn American-made jeans. Whether you're out for dinner, working on the farm, or on the road, Diamond Gusset Jeans offers a full spectrum of style and sizes for any occasion. Our loyal customers enable us to continue sponsoring Liberty Media outlets. Use promo code FREEDOM to receive a 15% discount at gusset.com. In Liberty, David Hall, Diamond Gusset Jean Company.
Tell folks how you got introduced to Super Male, and then when Super Female came out, tell us what happened.
After I saw such a huge positive change in my husband, I had to try it for myself.
Talk about the effects.
I feel great when I wake up in the morning. I have drive to go to the gym. I feel like I look better. I feel better. I feel sexier. I love it.
Even if you don't believe in supplements, take the challenge. Get a bottle of Super Male, a bottle of Super Female. Check it out for yourself. Consult your physician. Visit InfoWarsLife.com today. This is life-changing.
General, what do you think about the FBI saying that there was a terror alert on Monday about a potential Fort Hood situation?
The police are shoving people, shoving Alex, shoving the crowd.
Here we go, folks. I'm being assaulted. Whether it's the radio show, the news websites, documentary films, or the nightly news, InfoWars is the tip of the spear.
Is this another false flag stage attack to take our civil liberties and put more homeland security while sticking their hands down on the pants on the streets?
It's up to us to set brush fires in the minds of men and women everywhere. And that's what PrisonPlanet.tv is designed to do.
You watch, the Assad regime is going to be blamed or accused of using chemical weapons against the so-called rebels.
What we see now is a war against reality. It's a war against the truth.
It's more vital than ever that supporters of freedom become members of PrisonPlanet.tv and share their membership with up to 11 friends and family. Visit InfoWarsNews.com today. Become a member, share your membership, and help take the InfoWar to the next level.
Another major health threat, this one in Toledo, Ohio, where everybody in the entire city has been told not to drink the water.
Ohio's governor declaring a state of emergency.
Did you know that the average person uses about 80 to 100 gallons of water at home every single day? If there's a water emergency, will you be prepared?
Panicked residents forming long lines throughout the day.
We're here at a supermarket in Toledo. You can see the shelves empty where water once was.
To stay safe and healthy during a crisis, you must have access to safe, clean water. Water which will not be available at your local grocery store.
There's a mad dash on right now to stock up on supplies.
The ProPure Pro 1 G2.0 water filtration system is a must-have for every modern, independently minded household. Protect your family's safety during an emergency. Go to InfoWarsStore.com today to purchase your ProPure Pro 1 G2.0 water filtration system or call 1-888-253-3139.
We are in process of developing a whole series of techniques which will enable the controlling oligarchy to get people actually to love their servitude. People can be made to enjoy a state of affairs which, by any decent standard, they ought not to enjoy.
Perhaps you had better start from the beginning. Perhaps you had better start from the beginning. Perhaps you had better start from the beginning.
Too many kids.
Too many kids are what's making the planet worse.
A lot of these kids come from bad gene pools. They don't have stable parents making good decisions.
Mercury-containing vaccines may help, not harm kids, according to 2 new studies in the journal Pediatrics. These new studies suggest that the opposite, that the preservatives may actually be associated with improved behavior and mental performance.
Fluoride in water is supposed to fight tooth decay, but could it also cause cancer?
Turns out the government had the right under U.S. law to conduct secret testing on the American public under specific conditions.
We have to work the dark side if we want to spend time in the shadows.
Any attempt to achieve world order must be the work of the devil. Well, join me. I'm glad to sit here at the right hand of Satan.
There's a need for a new world order. Someday, in the next few years, a solution will emerge.
CIA officer, there are ISIS sleeper cells in the U.S. It's up on Infowars.com. Senator Inhofe says brace for U.S. cities to be blown up by IS, formerly known as Al-Qaeda. They changed the name when it got embarrassing when our government was arming them. Turned them loose in Syria and Iraq. And now the Marines have issued a threat to ISIS, force recon. Do you really think you stand a chance in this country? Well, of course they do. They're going to be protected. And you're compartmentalized. And so they've got a joke saying, warning, 72 virgin dating service, apply here. And I understand they want to go kill them. But you're being set up. You'll be deployed against some low-level conscripts that Al-Qaeda controls, just like in 2001 in Afghanistan. They'll be well-paid, move to the next country to destabilize. But I know that doesn't fit into the narrative. It just feels good to me. Think you're heroes. And you do go fight really bad people, so I can say you are heroes. But a real hero would understand the PSYOP and do something about it and save the country before they allow ISIS to hit us, or the globalists do it and ISIS takes credit and then they take more of our liberties. Homeland Security is pointed at your grandpa, Marines. It's pointed at George Washington. It's pointed at private property. It's pointed at the Second Amendment, and that's all on record now. But I said it 13 years ago because I know the globalist game plan. I read the Rand Corporation documents. You can read them too. You can learn about it. And there's these Navy SEALs on here wearing skull masks. I mean, give me a break. What, do you think that psychologically scares the, quote, enemy? That's why they're off chopping heads off. You got the Mexican drug cartels wearing skull masks, our troops doing it, Al-Qaeda running around chopping heads off. It just makes me want to throw up. I mean, well, these Marines will end up being cops going up against the Tea Party folks. Or if you don't join that, then they'll go up against you. It's like you'll either be attacked by the police and the military, if you're former military, or you'll join it. I mean, it's just a sick, treasonous mess. Shauna in Kentucky, thanks for holding. You're on the air worldwide. Go ahead.
Hi, Alex. God woke me up this morning to give you a message concerning ISIS, and I don't have TV, but I listen to you on the phone all the time. So I have a clarification question for you real quick before I can give you this message. Is ISIS spelled I-S-I-S?
Ma'am, I don't really fully understand this, but they've put out a bunch of names to confuse people. It's Al-Qaeda in Iraq that was allowed and armed to go in and attack Syria. Then they changed it to ISIS to confuse the public, and now just Islamic State. So, yes, it's spelled I-S-I-S.
Okay. So I-S-I-S, and this is what God showed me, so I'm going to read it because this is what happens here, Alex. This is baby code. ISIS is baby code for the New World Order and the globalists.
Baby toad.
No. Baby code. I mean, they did, like you said, they killed one of the Navy SEAL sons. He was a cryptologist. They went after our cryptologist, but I'm going to tell you this baby code very quickly.
Baby code or baby toad?
Baby code. Anybody can understand this, Alex.
Oh, I mean, I'm having trouble hearing. Baby code. I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah, baby code. A is equal to 1. B is equal to 2. Okay? I is equal to 9. S is equal to 19.
Oh, yeah, no, it calculates out to Satan. It calculates out to 9/11. It's obviously a globalist code. ISIS, he gets into all their Babylon mystery religion garbage in Egypt. Yes, absolutely. It is super Illuminati stuff in our face. And you're saying God showed that to you?
Yes, he did. In fact, he said that if you put the 919, the IS, and then the 919 underneath the IS, you have 9/11 4 different ways. That's very big to them. They're obsessive.
No, you did. The globalists are obsessed with numerology, and what you're saying has been pointed out. It does come out to 9/11 4 different ways, which is just over the top, and that's why they chose that name. It's a big globalist joke. The name Al-Qaeda just means the base, the computer program at the CIA headquarters of radical Islamicists they were paying. Very interesting call. I thought you were kind of goofy at first. I apologize. But no, what you're saying is you're right. That is what it comes out to. What else did you want to say?
Okay, if you flip that over, because they're very into They love to turn their 9s and 6s over. They did that in White House Dam when they flipped the president's vehicle over. If you flip it over, Alex, you have 616, 616. You add those together, you got 213. And this basically...
Well, you're right. It's like Pixar put secret